Hey you guys, welcome again. So I'm doing a different type of vlog today. Well, not really necessarily a vlog, but it's like on a video. So I decided to do something different today. I'm gonna do a midnight ballerina vlog, guys. And right now I'm getting myself ready for work. So yeah, guys, I try to do different things. I'm just setting up myself. So the club that I work at, it's like a urban club, but what I love about it is that although it's urban, you get mixed different crowds of people that still go to that club, you know what I'm saying? And now today's society, it's very expensive to live in Miami, guys. So I have to work two jobs in order to make ends meet. um so this is just a side gig that I'm doing as a midnight ballerina. And to work in this type of field, you got to have a personality, because, and also two things, personality and confidence, because if you don't have that, then it's not going to work out for you, you know? So sometimes you got to go in there and be like, you own that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if you don't have that type of confidence, you know, people are going to be, they're not going to be wanting to spend money on you, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So guys, I'm going to, later on today, I will show you guys the rest of my video and do a money count. So I went to work yesterday, but I didn't do a video, but I did pretty good yesterday. So I went to work yesterday, and at the club that I go to, it seems to be good on Saturdays and Sundays for some type of reason. I don't know, but Fridays be a little bit off. So yeah, Fridays be a little bit off. So I just bought me some coffee from Dunkin' Donuts because I'm gonna need energy. This type of club is not like a gentleman's club. Like, I would love to work at a gentleman's club, but for some apparent reason, I don't know why they don't want to hire me over there. So like this, I like it. You know, they hire all different types of girls here. So, and it's not a club in Miami, because I know Miami clubs is very competitive. It's so many girls. You know, everyone has you know, BBLs and everything. But this spot is different, and then all the girls are really chill. They're not on that catty shit, you know. Everyone makes their money at this club. You know, they make their money and then they go home, you know, whatever. But nobody doesn't really act catty. Like, girls do be getting into fights, but you know what's crazy though? The only girls that get into fights at this club, it be girls that don't work there. So like, you know, they always hiring a lot of girls, right? So when you don't always go to the club, you know, it's gonna be something, you know. So me, I don't get into fights. I like to stay humble. I'm a humble person, you know what I'm saying? Because when you're humble, what does that mean? Good things come to you, right? So I don't really do all that catty shit. But I decided, you know what, I'm gonna just do at least one video of just the midnight ballerina, you know, guys, so you guys can see the deal about it. Well, yeah. And then ladies, if you're interested in being a midnight ballerina as a side gig, like I said, you gotta have those two things, confidence and personality, you know. Of course, knowing how to dance, but necessarily, the club where I work at, not a lot of girls do pole tricks. It's probably like 3 girls that know how to do pole tricks. But, you know, the rest of the girls, they just, you know, they shake their behind and stuff like that. They don't really, you know, do pole tricks. One thing that I don't do when I do work is I'm not an alcoholic. Like I drink on my spare time, but I be drinking a lot of water. So but you know, any expensive country, even in California, there's a lot of people that work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, side hustles. Some people do illegal shit, to make ends meet. Well, I don't do illegal shit, but all my money I make is all from working hard. I don't do illegal shit at all. So, yeah. So, let's check this out here. I'm trying to get to work early today because I noticed it's like a pattern, guys. When you go to work early, you just never know. You always make that early money versus going late where all the girls are coming in. I work the night shift, guys. I don't work the day shift. You have a lot of girls coming in and stuff. So, like, me, I like to go early. Then I can meet the early crowd. So, yeah. And when I first started doing this midnight ballerina shit, I used to be so unsure of myself, guys. I used to be like, oh, I don't know if I can do this shit. Like, I used to be very unsure of myself. But then, after that, I'm like, no. Let me just start having confidence. When I go on stage and dance, I act like nobody's not around me. I be in my own world. And then I start, making money when I do that. So, yeah, I be in my own world, guys. But when you act like that, I'm telling you, you want to be work. You don't want to go to work and act like you don't want to be work. Because if you go to work and you act like you don't want to be to work, you might as well just stay home, right? So, I just had that mindset, and sorry, guys. I always set myself up for a goal because being a midnight ballerina, when you're working in this lifestyle, you're always supposed to have some sort of goal. Sometimes, what's crazy? Every time when I set myself up for a goal, I end up doing more than my goal. And I'm like, wow, that was pretty good. But yeah, I end up doing more than my goal. When I set myself up for a goal, I end up doing more than my goal. So, and I'm gonna wet this here because I'm trying to do like a wet look because I like having wet and wavy looks sometimes because I really don't like to be in the locker room doing my hair. And then sometimes when I do have my hair done before I go to work, it get all messy. And then in the middle of the night, I got to go stop in the locker room and do my hair. And then guess what? You know what happens when I do that, right? I miss out on money. So now I just said to myself, you know what? I'm just going to do the wet and wavy look because I can just put some water, some mousse on my hair, and that's it, and go out and about. I'm going to wet this right now. Yeah, so you have to have other streams of income. Like, for instance, I have an online job. I make money online. this I do the midnight ballerina as a side gig. And I'm trying to become an RN, guys. So yes, I work in a hospital as a part-time job. But all my income, you know, it's helping me to sustain, you know, the living that I'm doing, the lifestyle. So like, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to blend in my foundation. Hold on, guys. So what I'm doing, I'm just wetting some water on my hair real quick. And I'm about to put some mousse on here real quick. This lifestyle is not for everyone, so it's not. Don't listen to all the glitz and glamour, because everything is not always glitz and glamour about this lifestyle. You know, it's not, you know. So I have my beauty blender. Blend it in my beauty blender because one thing you should have when you work is a fan. Because I don't understand why a lot of girls that work there, they don't invest in themselves and get like a mini fan, like a little fan to blow dry. And I don't like to sweat when I work. So if I don't have that mini fan, I'm going to go crazy, you know? Back in the days, they used to have you use the hand fan when you're doing like this. And then if I'm using the hand fan when I'm doing like that, it don't work out. Those shits used to break. So I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to buy a real fan where you press the button and you do like this. Blows in your face. Currently it's charging right now because you can charge it, and then once it's fully charged, you're ready to go, you know? So this is the mousse that I'm about to put on me, as you guys can see. Yeah. This midnight ballerina vlog might be longer than my other vlogs because when I come back, I'm going to do a money count, guys. And yes, I have my own money counting machine because I don't like counting my money by hand. It takes up too much time. I don't know how people can do it. I said to myself, I done used it 2 times and it works great wonders. It works wonders, guys. So guys, y'all gonna get annoyed at me, but I'm gonna start posting up more on YouTube, you know, so you guys can feel my personality and all that extra shit. See, I could just have a wet look like this, guys, you see, and out and about. That's it. All right, guys. I'm gonna see y'all in the next part, in part 2, when I start counting the money, and then I'll tell you guys how my night went. Today's a Sunday night, so it's March 22nd. It's actually my sister's birthday. It's crazy because I sent her cupcakes yesterday for her to have today because she, you know, she's all the way in New York. But anyways, yes, it's her birthday today, but tonight I'm going to show you guys my money count and then tell you guys how the club went. So stay tuned. guys? So I just came back from the club from working, and it was hell of a crazy night. Well, it was an okay night for me, guys. So every time when I go out to work, I always set myself up for a goal. Like, for instance, if I want to have a good night, I'll say my goal is $1,000 or $1,500. If it's a slow night, I say my goal is $500. Now, because this month is almost over, guys, I set my goal for $500. Now, I don't know how much I made, but I can tell you guys how my night went, as far as the experience. So, I worked on a Sunday, so Sundays is normally at my club. They always do a promoter night, and the promoters from Miami always come to where my club is at, and they bring people out. What surprised me is that we did have an artist that came out at my club, and the artist's name was Bossman. Nobody didn't promote it or nothing, so I was just shocked. He just randomly came to my club, and started getting packed around, like, I would say 1:30. Started getting packed, and then everybody started throwing money. But I did my little 1-2, 1-2. I always talk to customers, every customer. I don't wait until I always get into a section, because it was this one time where there's a bunch of girls standing around. And me, I don't like to do that. Like, I could just walk around and make other money instead of just staring at people while they having their drinks. Because normally, when you are a midnight ballerina, you have to, like, you'll notice customers like to drink first. So, like, you can move around onto the next and make your money until they're ready to spend money. You don't have to necessarily stand into a section and just stare at them awkward. So, I just walk around. There was this couple that was so nice. They nobody never walked up to them. I walked up to this couple, and they told me to dance, and they ended up taking out money. They spent a good little $200 on me, and that was nice, and then there was another couple. So, like, tonight I basically did good with couples, couples night. Of course, last night I did really good last night. I made around almost $1,200, but I'm just gonna show you guys the money count for today and tomorrow, because Friday, not tomorrow, today and yesterday. Friday wasn't really that good for me, so I'm not going to show you what I did Friday, but overall, I'll show you guys a view of how I did as a midnight ballerina 3 days in a row. I'll show you guys on money put together. So right now, I'm going to count on the money machine. Oh yeah, and guys, let me tell you how the night went. It's always something. So I got into this section, well, at first it was 6 of us, but you know how it is when you go in a section, guys are not going to pick the girls yet. So I'm just chilling, vibing, dancing and stuff. And then I guess it came to the point when they got the money, the guys ended up picking the girls. So they picked 3 girls, and then they added me, right? They end up spending like $300 and something. And when we got to the locker room, one of the girls was arguing with the other girl, like, oh, I was dancing there and stuff like that. But the customer didn't want them. So it was not like, I guess they was friends, and, they arguing and shit like that. Like, me, if a customer don't want me, I'm going to walk right out the section. I'm not going to argue or nothing. I'm like, okay, well, they don't want me, so I'm going to just walk away. Because guess what? If one section don't want me, it's going to be plenty of others that will want me, and spend money. So, like, I'm just going to just peacefully and humbly walk away. I'm not going to argue with no one. Or wait till I get to the locker room and argue with a dancer. Like, for what? It's kind of petty, because we only end up, it was 4 of us. We only got, like, what? Only 400 and, 100 something each. So they only threw like 400 and something at us, and that was it. And then plus the club closed at 3 a.m., guys. So it was like, most of the customers that was at the club, they ended up going to, like, probably Miami or other clubs that closed later. So the guys in the section that we were in, they still had more singles, but they didn't spend it all because the club, closed early on a Sunday. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm telling you, I don't know, every Sunday, when I do go there on a Sunday, there's always something in the locker room where girls want to argue and fight, and I think it's kind of petty and corny, but, yeah. If it was really 6 of us, if we had to split that money in that section, how much would you really think we would make? Like, we wouldn't have gotten 100 each. So I think it's weird, people arguing over something. Like I said, if a customer don't want me, I would just walk away peacefully. And they basically did me a favor, because then now I could just go walk around and make money elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? But guys, I'm going to show you my money count, so stay tuned. So I am about to do this money machine. Let's put this in there. Okay guys, so I'm about to straighten my money and then put it through the machine. So stay tuned. So I gotta make sure the bills are not wet, no hair, no gum, nothing on it. So okay guys, so I'm about to start putting my money through the money machine. Always make sure your money is straightened, guys, because it will get stuck. Oh wait, I put value. Hold on. Values. $1. Okay. See how easy this is. This is why I use the money counter machine, because it counts the money for me, guys. And okay guys, this is $100. So I'm going to end this video and tell you guys how much I made total. So total I made is $604, which guys, I did do a little bit over my goal, so which is great. And I will show you guys the money that I made all together in 3 days being a midnight ballerina. So total that I made all together, guys, is $1,770. So I neatly have everything put together with my strips ready to go, and this is how much I made in 3 days. Again, Friday was pretty slow, guys, so overall it was pretty good. You know, like I said, being a midnight ballerina is fun and all, but you just have to have that confidence, you know, because it's not for everyone. All right, guys, so I'm going to do an outro. See you guys in my next vlog. It might be a different type of vlog because I like to just do different things, different vlogs. So see you guys in my next video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I was just giving you guys a more input of how everything works as a midnight ballerina. Catch you in my next channel. Make sure you guys subscribe. Thank you.